So if somebody asked me what the best skill was anybody could learn to make an extra bit of money on the side, I would always say copywriting, and more specifically, email copywriting. Copywriting is really simple to learn. Anybody can get started with it. You don't need a college education or a university degree. You can literally learn it from mentors, books, online courses, and things like that. And in this video, I want to talk a bit about email copywriting, how you can get started, how much you can make from email copywriting, and how to get your first client. So like the screen says here, I'm going to walk through this real simple presentation I've put together on how you can make an extra $1,000 to $5,000 a month writing real simple emails for clients. And that's like no overhyped claims or anything like that. That's fairly simple to do. I know you can obviously make a lot more money with copywriting than this, but for people just getting started, I like to use small numbers so things actually seem achievable and doable. So that's why I want to break down this video. First of all, what is email copywriting? Email copywriting is basically where you communicate with a business's email list via email, obviously. It's really simple to do, and you can do it by sending fun, engaging, and really simple emails to a business's list of prospects or customers, whatever you are trying to promote or trying to sell or offer. And in some cases, you don't actually have to be doing any selling whatsoever. You could literally just be staying in communication with these people to build a relationship. So in the future, you can offer them products or services or things like that. So how do you actually get started with email copywriting, and what should you offer? So how to start copywriting. So just to backtrack a little bit, if you're completely brand new to copywriting and you're looking to make a little bit of money on the side, or anything from part-time or a full-time income, this is how I would recommend getting started with copywriting. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can do it through books, so you can buy books on Amazon. I will put a link on the screen or in the description where you can get some of my favorite beginner copywriting books, so you can fast track your way to picking decent books to learn copywriting from. There's online courses, so I'm a big fan of online courses. There's many out there. There's many step-by-step programs you can follow which will teach you exactly how to write persuasive and effective copywriting, and everything in between of how to get clients and how much to charge, create your offer, and stuff like that. You can also follow in the footsteps of others. This is kind of like finding a mentor as well. The thing with copywriting is you're very rarely ever going to create something new. You aren't necessarily going to be creating anything brand new or reinventing the wheel. There's no need to do that. You just need to simply connect different ideas together that may not have been connected together before, which I'll show you more how to do in this video actually. Finding mentors, that's a big one, because obviously if you want to do something that somebody has already done, my advice would be just to go and find that person and seek their advice if it's available. You can find mentors both free and paid through Facebook groups, through different social media channels, YouTube channels like this one, or other people's channels, and you can just start learning things from them. Where possible, I would highly recommend paying for mentors, mainly because you're paying for an ethical shortcut. Somebody has already done what you're trying to do, so why try and trudge through peanut butter, make all the mistakes that somebody has already made, and just learn from them, avoid all those mistakes, and get to where you want to be faster. When it comes to copywriting or email copywriting and marketing in general, this is how I kind of go about deciding what to offer a client. First of all, we want to think about creating an irresistible offer. This can be pretty much boiled down into a simple sentence, which I got from a guy called Alex Hormozy, which I'm a really big fan of. He has a book at the minute called $100 Million Offers, and in that book he says, make an offer that people feel stupid saying no to. If you can do that, that is an irresistible offer. And if you have an irresistible offer, you'll never struggle to find clients, I can guarantee you that. It does take a little bit of work on figuring this stuff out. It sounds really simple, but there are certain elements that go into creating an irresistible offer, which we'll touch on in this video. First of all, you want to pick a niche. I've said on this channel before that if you want to go into copywriting and you want to start earning some money, the best way to do it is to pick a niche. So pick an industry, pick something you're kind of passionate about, kind of know a little bit about, and focus on that. So if, for example, you know a lot about starting and growing an Amazon business like I did, that was where I made most of my money in copywriting and still do. That is what I focused on, helping people who wanted to start and grow or make an income online in general. There's a lot of crossovers, and I found that that was my easiest way to get started in copywriting. So pick a niche, wherever it is. Literally, you could pick any niche and there would be money in that niche. There's a real famous saying that's like the riches are in the niches, and that's so true with copywriting. So pick a niche. These are like 4 pointers on how to pick a profitable niche. So the first point is pain. You want to be able to accurately describe the pain that people have. And if you can't do that, it might not be the best niche for you. You want people to have purchasing power. So your customers need to be able to pay for the service. So there's no point trying to get a client for like a new business who maybe doesn't have much capital, or they don't understand the power of copywriting, or like how beneficial it is. You want to be approaching people, who have money and can afford your services. You want this to be easy to target. Choose an audience that is easy to locate. If an audience or a demographic or a niche is like really hard to get into, there's loads of restrictions and barriers to entry, you're going to get discouraged, it's going to put you off, you're not going to do it for the long run. So again, pick a niche, pick an audience that you can easily target, you know where to find them both online and offline, because that will make your life a whole lot easier going forward, trust me. You also want to find a growing niche. In Alex Hormozi's book, he talks about an example where he had a client who had a really irresistible offer, but he was trying to target newspapers or like print advertising, which is on the decline. So that is an example of a declining market, and it's not growing. So you want to choose a growing market or industry. Some examples of growing markets industries are like physical products online, like e-commerce, online courses, online education, virtual reality, cryptocurrency, all this stuff like this is growing niches. And if it's a growing niche or a growing industry, it means you'll never struggle with finding clients. There's always going to be people that need copywriting. So how much should you charge? Now this is kind of like, how long is a piece of string kind of question, because you could charge as much or as little as you want for your services. However, there are certain things that I would do and wouldn't do. This is how most people price their services. They look at what the competitors in their space are charging, they take an average of whatever everyone's charging, and they go somewhere in the middle to be competitive. They may even undercut them just because they may feel like they're getting a better deal. Although this can work, I highly recommend you do not do this, because it means that you are placing yourself in a position where you can be compared to other people. Someone will basically decide to work with you based on price. So if somebody comes in that's cheaper than you, somebody may consider going with another person because they are a better price. But better price, like a lower price, does not mean better value. Okay, so what we want to do is get out of this Red Sea and get into the blue ocean, which is where we want to be based on value. And this is how you can sell in a vacuum of one. And if you can sell based on value and not price, you cannot be compared to anybody else. And that gives you the confidence and conviction to charge the prices that you are worth. That's a really important lesson. It may take a while to sink in, may take a while for the penny to drop. When it does, and you realize that there are other ways to price your services in a way that puts you in a place where nobody can compare you to anyone, that is where the power is, and that's where you can command the high prices. Okay, so your core offer. Now, in my experience with email copywriting, I solely focused on offering just one core offer to one core market. That's all I ever did. I don't think you need to do anything more complicated than that. Your core offer, this is how to figure out like what a core offer is. So once you kind of figure out like who you want to target, you want to start thinking about what the dream outcome is of that client or that potential client. So what do they want? Now most businesses, they probably want to make more money, but you can dig a little bit deeper than that and you can find out what's their drivers, like can you step in and facilitate something that will get them close to that goal in a short amount of time. You want to then list out all the possible challenges as to why they're not at this dream outcome, what's stopping them getting there. You can then turn all those challenges into solutions and put this as part of your core offer. And that's how you create an irresistible offer. So you're not competing with anybody else, you're creating your own core irresistible offer. And for me, my core offer, I focused on mainly doing email product launches. And these were usually about 1 to 2 weeks in length. So it would probably include anywhere between 7 to 15 emails in a sequence. Each email probably would take me 30 to 40 minutes to write, so you can do the math on how long that usually would take me. These emails were like fun, engaging, value-driven emails. They weren't very like pushy or boring. They weren't long. They were really short, a couple of paragraphs long, just to keep people engaged. I feel people's attention span nowadays just needs to be short, punchy, to the point. They're easy to consume, and they sold products, services, or courses. So if we had a new online course that we were selling, my sequence email sequence would get people interested, excited about what was coming. We would then launch the product and offer it to the email list. People would have a window or an opportunity to buy the program or the course or whatever it was we were offering for a number of days, and then we would close the program or course down in the space of 1 or 2 weeks. And that was really, really powerful, really replicatable as well. So once I had my core offer in place and my templates of emails, I could literally just plug and play with any client that was working with me. So it wasn't like, I never faced a blank screen. I literally was just plugging and playing with things. So that's what made it really, really simple and really easy to do for many different clients. So how to get clients, and I've split this into 2 sections. So there's inbound and outbound. They're literally 2 of the main ways to get clients. So inbound is where you have people coming to you, and outbound is where you are going out to other people. So inbound could be advertising, where you are putting money into, say, Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, YouTube advertising, whatever, to get people to come and visit your website, or to book a phone call with you, or to speak to you, or to reach out to you to become a client. You can have a website, so people are actively finding you on your website and they're reaching out to you through that website to potentially become a client. You can create content, so that's written, videos like this on YouTube, whatever. Like, you're kind of putting out things into the world where people can find you and then contact you. They're all inbound styles of getting clients, or marketing, if you like. I don't know if many of you will be doing any paid advertising if you're looking at getting started with copywriting. It's more going to be like a manual process of outbound marketing. So this is where you're going out and reaching out to other people. For this, I would try to focus on the low-hanging fruit. Start with those closest to you. You may know friends or family, or they may know people who have a small business and they may need copywriting services. So that's my first tip, is to start and look for the low-hanging fruit. Then you can also go out and look for businesses in the niche that you've chosen. So say if it's health and fitness, you can go and find, say, health and fitness websites, see if there's any way you can improve their website, join their email newsletters if they have anything like that. And 9 times out of 10, these are very, like, people have email newsletters hidden at the bottom of someone's website and they very rarely get touched. So that's a big opportunity that you can point out to a company and actually help them leverage. Building an email list should be a business's #1 asset, because it's basically free marketing and free advertising once you have that list built up of people who want to buy your stuff. You can also reach out to people via LinkedIn, which is a really good platform. If you've never used LinkedIn, that's a really powerful place where people go to find business. And you can also use different social media platforms like Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. You can find your perfect clients on these platforms. So those are basically the steps I would take to getting started with email copywriting as a complete beginner. And there is a link below this video where you can join my email list. So actually I do have an email list. On that list, I will be sending out a bunch more tips on how you can get started with copywriting. And there is also going to be a course that I'll be building in the near future. So if you want to be on the early bird list for that, then you need to be on that list. It'll be in the description below. So go check that out. And if you've got any questions on email copywriting, getting started this, leave a comment and I will get back to you with answers. Hope this is useful, and see you next video.